Life is full of conundrums. I feel like there's always this battle of, should I do this or should I do that? And that's kind of where I am today in today's Vlogmas. Hello and welcome to Vlogmas Day 9, but technically it's Vlogmas Day 10. So I have learned something in this 10 days of Vlogmas, because today is technically Wednesday. It is the 10th day of this video content series. But I do enjoy putting out these daily videos for you, as it does help YouTube try to put me back in the good graces of it. So it's a win for both of us in a way, although I have lost several subscribers because of it. I don't know why. And that's fine. But which kind of defeats the purpose of trying to get back in YouTube's good graces. I don't know. Again, conundrums all over the place. But I really like giving you, if I'm going to do a daily like vlog, I kind of like making sure the footage is from that day. But if I'd have put up the video for yesterday as is, I would have had I'd have left than 3 minutes of video. And it was not even of really me. It was just random footage that I took. B-roll. And so I didn't get to actually sit down last night and showed you progress on my projects. So I thought, what about if I just kind of came out here and recorded and shared that, and then not really count that for today's video, but tuck it away nicely into yesterday's Vlogmas, which is what you're watching, and hope it makes sense. So that is what we're going to do. And I did have a lot of fun yesterday. We did, as you saw in the first of this video, go out and go grab some groceries because I had to make a veggie tray for last night's women's event. And then we went out and had Whataburger, and I love their burgers. They are so good. The jalapeno burger and spicy ketchup, chef's kiss. And I love our local Whataburger. They're really, really Whataburger. Am I saying that right? Yes. They're very nice there, and it's always like super clean. And I love how bright the location is. My stomach's slightly growling, so we're just going to ignore that. But I did finish my Sophies, and I wanted to show that to you. So this is my Sophies, and all the videos or all the photos, you always see them rolled up like this. I guess this is my Sophies. This is my Sophies. Love it so much. I really love this yarn. This yarn is super soft. It washed up very well. I used actually a more warmer water than I typically did or do, mainly because my hands were cold and I knew I had to squish it kind of down in there, and I thought I was recording footage of that, and apparently I didn't hit the record button on the camera, so there's no footage of that. But what was really cool and what I wanted to share with you during that video was, because it's a chain and then it has the wool blown into it, it's a chain of cotton, and then the wool, because it's a 70% cotton, 30% wool, is blown into that chain. When you go to soak it, like all the air that is caught in between the fibers like bubbles to the surface of the water. And it's just really kind of cute to watch, like all these little bubbles of happiness and joy escape out of the water as you're blocking your whatever you're made with it. And I didn't do agitation. I like to put the water in there with the wool wash, because I like to use a lanolin based wash like I used on this, which I use Tuft Woolens, or I use Eucalyptus. I don't like soak that much. It's just a preference. It's fine if you get that. It's really good wool wash. It's not my favorite. But I put the water in there, put the wash in there, and then I just drop my whatever I made in there, and I just push it down in the water, and I let it soak for about 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes, almost all the time, I forget about it, and it just kind of sits in there for like an hour. It's fine. And then I take it out, wring it out, put it in a towel, squeeze it, dry it, and hang it up to dry. But I did that on Monday, but it's cold in Alabama. Like, winter is in Alabama. It's kind of weird. I don't remember it ever being this cold this early in December. Like, it's not uncommon for us to have 70-degree days at Christmas time, even 75-degree days, and having the windows open on Christmas. We've even had tornadoes in the past because it's been so warm on Christmas. So for it not to get over 45 degrees in Alabama, that's like cold. And so we don't like to use our heater. And I think I've mentioned this before. We need a new heater, but it's like an insane amount of money. So we're living at 64 degrees in our house. And things just don't dry as fast when you hang them. And this took like a day and a half to dry, which I was kind of shocked. This yarn is an air and weight yarn, and it is the Concept by Katia. It's a cotton merino blend, extra fine, and again, it's 70% cotton, 30% merino. This is color 143, which is something pastel, pastel violet. But I love how this thing turned out. So mine's kind of smaller because I didn't have the exact yardage. So I'll probably wear mine like this, because I think that's something that a lot of people forget to show. Is like, how would you wear that? Because it's so small. So I'd probably wear something like this. And let me talk about why I made this, because this is not something typically you would see me wearing. I don't wear cutesy little girl scarves. My stomach is growling so bad. I'm so sorry. But typically I wear a lot of sweatshirts. I wear jeans or sweatpants. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I only leave my house really once a week to go buy groceries, and otherwise I go to church, and on Sundays I wear like comfy dresses and leggings usually because they're comfy, and I just don't dress up a lot. But when I wear my sweatshirts with the hoods, the hoodies, I do like to have something around my neck when it's cold, because having something around your neck is what keeps you really warm, that and on your head. And if I can have those two surfaces covered, then I'm pretty comfortable no matter how cold it gets here, because it never really goes below 18 degrees. It's very, very rare. 15, 18, something around that. So having those covered, literally, is how I stay warm. But as you've seen in a couple of the past videos when I had on a hoodie and I had a cowl, the hoodie part makes the cowl sit really weird, and you get this like bunched up area, and you get these little places where these little cold drafts can go in down the back of your neck, and nobody wants that. You don't want cold drafts going down the back of your neck. So something like this, I think, is going to be the answer to my problem, because it's not bulky around the back part of my neck where the hood starts, and I can just tuck this in to the front of the hoodie, and I can pull it tight, and then I am warm and it's not too bulky. I do want to knit another one that's a little bit longer. Ideally, I'm having to look at my screen down here so I can make sure I'm in frame. Ideally, I would like to make it so it can go around twice, but right now this one is not currently long enough because, again, I didn't have the exact yardage needed, and I can do something like that, but that just looks a little odd to me. It looks like I'm trying to, I don't know. It just looks a little odd, and that's okay. And some people like to wear them like that. It's just not my style. I'm just not bougie in that way. But I do love this, and I do want to make some more, and I'm really impressed by this yarn. I'm really impressed how well it held up in the wash, and it just has this perfect little bit of halo on it that you can see where the wool is blown into that chain of cotton, and the dye on it is absolutely stunning with the browns and the pinks, and it's just a really, really pretty yarn. The pattern I thought was really well designed. A lot of people have issues with the pattern. They say it's too simple, but then again, if it's too simple, then don't buy the pattern and just try to make one on your own. I think the pattern was worth the $5 because obviously I'm going to make some more, and I didn't have to think. And it's a time of year when thinking has been a little stressful for me. But I just really loved it. And they make really cute little croissants. So if you're wanting to make one of these in gift, I would even maybe think about getting like some kind of little pin or something and putting it there and making some kind of little tag about how cozy and comforting croissants are and how cozy and comfy your Sophie's gonna be. But yeah, that would just be something I would do. But I really loved it. It was a great knit, and I'm glad I made it. And I'm not sure if I showed this, but this is the Concept Cotton Merino by Katia. Extra fine. And that's all I got left over from my Sophies. Moving along, I didn't really work on Sylvia that much. Sylvia is the deer for the Hobbii Advent. I don't even remember its original name now. Owen, not deer. Oh my goodness. Sylvia is the stoat, which is actually called Owen from the Hobbii Advent. But I did start on the scarf portion. I just didn't want to take my iPad out while I was riding around, and I didn't really work on anything. We were riding around yesterday. But when we went to the event last night, I wanted to take something to knit in the downtime because I had to go early as a table leader and take my food and set it up and greet people. But I wanted to take something. I didn't want to take the iPad to work on Sylvia, but I still wanted to work on Sylvia. So I was like, I'm just going to make Sylvia's scarf. And I looked at the directions, and you have to chain so many chains to make this scarf. The problem is I'm not a very prolific, is that the right word? Maybe crocheter. I sometimes can crochet too tightly, especially when it's a chain and I'm trying to make something off of that. So what I have learned to do in the past to help make that not as like a tight thing and then crochets coming off of it is to do a foundation whatever I need. So this pattern called for you to chain something and then you go straight into double crochet. And so what I've been doing is half double crocheting. And so I've been foundationing half double crocheting, and it makes it a lot stretchier, and I think it looks better. And the good thing about this is you're not only completing that chain stitch, but you're also getting your first row of half double crochet all in one go. And it's got some boo-boos, like there's a boo-boo there. Again, I'm not an amazing crocheter. Never said I was. So I'm moving along on that. I think I've got the right amount of stitches, and then the whole event started, so I just had to set it down. I haven't counted these yet, so I'm going to count these today and finish making the scarf for Sylvia. I'm going to be working on Sylvia today, and I'm going to be working out here because we are building that cabinet thing, but that's going to be part of today's actual Vlogmas, which is day 10. But I just wanted to pop in here and actually show you the stuff that I did yesterday because I didn't get to actually sit down and do that last night. And I will see you in the morning when I share with you the Vlogmas from today. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday. I hope you're having a wonderful Vlogmas and that you're enjoying my series, because these are fun. It's challenging to do it, but it's fun. And I am going to be recording just a general what I've been working on video to kind of sum up my finishes and my projects at the end of the week for those who do not enjoy Vlogmas. And I will put that out with like saying, hey, you know, this is just kind of a wrap up of the first, what I've been working on since December, in case you're not a Vlogmas person. If you've already seen my Vlogmas, you're already going to have seen the projects that I'm talking about in that, but I may have extra stuff in there, so you may not want to skip it anyways, okay? Just saying. I'll see you in the next one. Love, hugs, and all the yarny fluff. Bye!